Hey guys, Dave Baggs here, and today we're going to be making thumbnails. And a lot of you have asked me, how to make thumbnails. You like my thumbnails, and I really appreciate that. So I am using Adobe Photoshop CS2. It is a free download, okay? It is an older version of Photoshop, but guys, don't worry about it. Photoshop is Photoshop. It's a free download. I will leave that link down below. And so the palette that you're looking at right now, the white area here, this is the palette. This is the area that I'm going to be working at my canvas. It's 1920 by 1080 at 72 DPI. And to do that, if you don't already know how to do this, basically you select New and you put your parameters in here. Again, 1920 by 1080, 72 DPI. So today we're going to make a Titanfall 2 thumbnail. And so the first thing I want to do is let's just make believe that I made a video and I made a Titanfall 2 Let's Play video. So now I want to make a Titanfall 2 Let's Play thumbnail, and I already have some things pre-selected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Google Images. I just put in Titanfall 2 wallpaper, and one thing I will point out too is if you go to search tools and in the search tools, you want to select something that's 800 by 600 or larger. That's just recommended because you don't want to select a image that is too small, because then you have to blow it up, and when you blow up an image, it's going to lose a lot of the resolution. So let's get right into it. I'm going to select a picture or a something that I want to start my thumbnail with. Let's see, which one am I going to use? You know what? I'll just use this one. So here's my image, and we're going to go to View Image, and I'm going to right click on the image. I'm going to click Copy Image, and we're going to go right back to Photoshop, and we're going to go and click Edit and Paste, and there's my image. But obviously I don't want it in the middle of my thumbnail, so I'm going to select my Move tool, which is over here on the right hand side, the little arrow, and I'm just going to move it. I'm going to move it to where I want it to be, and we'll just leave it right here. This might be kind of cool. Leave it in the corner. If you notice, the Titan and the pilot are both looking towards the center of the thumbnail. That's what you want. You do not want to have your thumbnail like this. Okay? In other words, you don't want to have your font and your writing and everything over here and have your pilot and your Titan facing off the screen. It is called projection. You want to project towards the inside of the image. If you guys watch television, you'll see that a lot. You'll see newscasters and things like that will be on either the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the screen, and they'll be projecting towards the middle. That's the proper way to do it. It's called picture composition. All right, so now that we got our image here, I'm going to put it on the right-hand side. Now, the reason I'm putting my image on the right-hand side of the thumbnail is because if you go to, for example, you go look at some thumbnails on YouTube, look at some of my thumbnails. Now, if you look on the right-hand side of the screen of each of the thumbnails, you'll notice that in the lower right-hand portion of the screen, you will find the duration of the video. Now, the duration of the video covering up an image is not that big of a deal. What you don't want is the duration of the video covering up any type of text or information that you want to showcase. So that's why I put my images on the right-hand side all the time, because I know that the duration is going to go in the lower right-hand side. Some people have asked me about that. All right, so let's blend the foreground with the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my layer box here. This is going to showcase my layers, my background here, and of course my foreground. I want to feather the foreground into the background. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my polygonal lasso tool here. I'm going to click on it, and I want to feather it, but I'm going to feather it at a 45. So I'm going to enter 45 and enter. And what that does, it's going to, when I select the area, go ahead and click Control and minus to shrink the screen. I'm going to select the area by clicking, and I'm just going to kind of click like this. I don't know if you guys can kind of hear my mouse clicking around in the background. That's a lot of fun, huh? Oh, that's fun. All right, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and click delete, and you'll notice how it is not a hard cut. I'm going to deselect that. I'm going to click my Control and my plus button. You'll notice that it's not a hard cut. It's feathered into the background. That's exactly what I wanted. Now I'm going to click on my background. First, what I want to do with the background is unlock it. So I want to double click on that little lock here and click OK, because that frees up that layer. I can do whatever I want with it, and it's not going to make a difference either way. What I like to do is select one of the color palettes from my toolbox and take my, when you select it, you have an opportunity to pick a color here, or you can pick a color here from the image. So I'm going to pick a color from the image, maybe something like this. Click OK, and now I'm going to use the paint bucket tool. Now I got to make sure that I'm on the proper layer. Make sure that the layer that I want to fill in is highlighted. In this case, it is the background, so it's correct. And there you have it. But I want to make it a little bit nicer. So what I want to do is I want to go over to the color palette again. I want to select the arrow here that's going to switch between the two, and I want to click on the brown because I want to select a different color in my image, maybe a lighter color, something like that. Now if you look at my color palette, I got a lighter blue, kind of a grayish blue, and a darker grayish blue. Now what I want to do is go to Filter, and I want to go to Render Clouds. It's going to add some clouds into the background. You see how it kind of makes it look like it's actually part of the image, but I'm not finished yet. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click my Control, and I'm going to click my minus a couple times, and I'll show you exactly why I'm doing this. Now I'm going to increase the size of the background so that the clouds are spread out. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Free Transform, and I'm going to hold my Shift key, and I'm going to drag this out. Now the reason you want to hold your Shift key, see how the clouds are kind of spreading out? They're not as close knit together. When you hold your Shift key, it keeps the aspect ratio of your image the same. So otherwise you're going to have this. All right, I'm going to click Edit Undo. All right, double click. Now I got it where I want it to be. I'm going to hold down Control and hit my plus button a couple times. And you can kind of see how the image is starting to come around. I kind of like what I see. Remember, this is a Titanfall 2 Let's Play video, right? So now I want to add some sort of a font. Now remember guys, this is a thumbnail. So you want to make sure your thumbnail or your font is legible. You want to choose the proper font for that. Don't pick anything like script or anything like that. And you want to make it large. Again, you go back to my thumbnails. Look at how large my font is. And okay, I have got the video game that I'm going to be showcasing. I've got blindfolded flying. Okay, the girl's blindfolded. It's telling you that something's going on in the video that's going to reveal blindfolds. And look at the size of the font. I see so many times people making their thumbnails and their fonts are so small. Don't do that, guys. It's a pet peeve of mine. Anyway, so I'm gonna make my font. I'm gonna select a color in my image because I like stuff to look uniform. I like stuff to look, pretty much the same type of colors. So the font that I use is Agency FB. I use bold, and I normally go about 300, but I'm gonna go 280 here because I think that'll be sufficient. So I'm going to type in Titanfall 2, and you guys will definitely, oops, I'm going to go caps on that, Titanfall 2. Okay, so I typed that in there, and obviously you can't see the rest of it because if you look at my layer palette, Titanfall is behind the top layer, which is the Titanfall. We'll fix that in a minute. So go ahead and click your select tool. Now you just drag the Titanfall font up above, and there it is. But you still can't see it. We'll reveal it. Relax, relax, guys. We'll go ahead and we'll feather the background. We'll feather the Titan a little bit more to kind of get rid of some of this. Okay, we'll just kind of do this, and then we'll click delete. And then we'll just move this around, and we can move this around, and we can just keep hitting delete if we want to. See what I'm saying? And it kind of, see the magic happening here? Let's just kind of move it up here. We'll click delete. We'll move it more. Whatever. It's good enough. Anyway, you guys get the point. So Titanfall 2, I'm going to duplicate that layer. So I'm going to go up to layer, duplicate layer. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my selection tool, which is the arrow. I'm going to pull this down. Oops. That's not the layer that I wanted, guys. I selected the wrong layer. See, I duplicated it. Okay, we're just going to step back. Boy, what a dummy. I'm going to duplicate the Titanfall. So layer, duplicate layer. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, even I make mistakes. Now I'm going to go select my text tool, and I'm going to hover over the text here until the box around the text tool disappears. I'm going to left click and select, and I'm going to change the size of this to about 250. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Let's Play. You see how nice that looks? Titanfall 2 is larger than Let's Play because Titanfall 2 is the game that we're playing. Let's Play is what we're doing with the game, so I want to make it small. And if you notice, I like things uniform. You notice this little curve here that I made because the gun is shooting inside the curve. Now notice the Titanfall 2 and Let's Play is kind of curving along with it, so I want to kind of mimic that. I like things to look uniform. I like things to be legible. I don't like confusing and overdone thumbnails. They don't need to be, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to duplicate Let's Play. So I'm going to go to layer. Well, first I got to make sure that Let's Play is selected. I'm going to duplicate layer, drag it down, and I'm going to select it again using my text tool, and I'm going to put by Dave Bags. But I'm going to make this smaller, okay, because this is less significant. Remember, Titanfall 2 is the main focus of this thumbnail. It's the main focus of the video. Let's Play is a little less of a focus because it's what we're doing in the video. And you guys already know that I'm Dave Bags because it's my channel, so it's even less significant. So I'm going to make this a 220 or maybe a 200. You understand what I'm doing? Priority is Titanfall 2, the next priority is Let's Play, and the last is me. Because you guys already know that it's me, but look how uniform it looks. Look how it's curving. Look how everything kind of fits on the left-hand side. Now we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. So what I want to do now is I want to take the Titanfall 2, the Let's Play, and Dave Bags, and I want to make sure that I combine all three layers. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to do the same thing for each of them, but I don't want to have to duplicate it 3 times. Okay? So I'm going to do it 1 time. So the first thing I have to do, because it's a text, I have to rasterize the text to make it an image. So select all 3 by holding down Shift, which I've got done. Right click, click rasterize type. It turns it into an image now instead of a text. I can't change the wording now, so make sure you have everything spelled correctly. And now I want to right click again and click merge layers. Now what that does is it makes all 3 layers one. So I'm going to click edit undo, and now I'm going to double click in here, and what that's going to do, it's going to bring up a window that I can have a little bit of fun. I'm going to do some bevel and embossing on this one. And I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to go ahead and make it 100% on the highlight and the opacity. I'm going to make both of these normal. Okay. I'm going to add a drop shadow by clicking on drop shadow. I'm going to go ahead and make that 100% just for now. I'm going to change it here in a second. Put that down to normal. The distance away, I want 30. You see how it drops? But now you can see that the foreground and the background of Titanfall Let's Play by Dave Bags, it almost looks like one piece, and it's almost really disturbing to look. I don't like the way it looks, and when the thumbnail shrinks, that's going to look like a big blotchy kind of a deal. So I'm going to take the opacity down to 30 and watch the difference. Take it down to 30. Now you see I've got Titanfall 2 Let's Play by Dave Bags, but there's one thing I wanted to do, so I want to double click on it again. I want to add a line around it, so I'm going to click stroke, and it's automatically going to default to red, and that's okay. I'm going to change it to something within my image. You see that orange kind of thing going on there? I like my image to look uniform, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to click OK. And you look how it's starting to kind of come around a little bit. Maybe that color's a little bit too much. Maybe if I kind of go here. I don't want it to be too too crazy. Maybe make the size of it a 5. Yeah, that works. Okay, so now I've got Titanfall 2, Let's Play, Dave Bags, whatever. Now, it's still kind of hard to read a little bit here. You can kind of see how it blends in with the background. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to change the drop shadow in this case, just for the purposes of this video and this thumbnail. I'm going to get rid of the drop shadow. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an outer glow. So I'm going to go outer glow, click on the color that I want, which I'm going to use white. Change screen to normal. I'm going to try to change screen again to normal. Change screen to normal. And then I'm going to make the opacity 75. Now I can mess around with the spread and the size. So I can kind of do this. Kind of do this. And this way I'm kind of separating a little bit. Size, adding a little bit of I'm going to change that stroke color. I don't like it, so I'm going to change that stroke color to maybe, oh, I don't know, maybe black. That might work. And then change the size to 3 so it's not too much, and it's starting to look a little bit better. But I'm going to still mess around with the outer glow a little bit. So maybe I'll change the size. We'll kind of take that slider bar down. Maybe we'll spread, change the size, change it a little bit more. Just kind of trying to, there we go. And there you have it. That's a basic thumbnail. It's not that hard. Like I said, when you guys make thumbnails, I really encourage you guys, when you make thumbnails, to try and select a font that's legible. Select the right font, of course, is the one that you want to choose. I guess whatever you guys want, it's up to you. But I recommend choosing something legible. Because look, your thumbnail is only going to be about that size. Right? Now, you can still read it. Titanfall 2 Let's Play by Dave Bags. But you want to make it simple. You want to have everything uniform. You want to have everything composed on your picture perfectly. Whatever image is projecting inward, you've got a nice fade in here. You can even mess around with it even further. You can select on the front layer, like for example, and I can see how I'm kind of dragging. I'm using the blur tool. Look what I'm doing. I'm making it even more kind of. I'm making the image even more awesome. See, you can kind of mess with this, man. You don't have to like just let your art take you to where you want to go, but at the same time, the basics of what you guys want to do is you want to keep it simple, stupid. I can even mess around if I want. I can use the burn tool, right? And I can just burn these edges. Look what I'm doing. Burning the edges, man. And just kind of burning up in here. Look, I'm kind of darkening it up. You know, giving it a little bit more depth, man. See that? Kind of creating these little highlights. I can select this layer here, which is the bottom layer. Look what I'm doing, man. Look at this. I'm just messing with this, man. Just having fun. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing, guys. I'm making it more in depth, man. Check it out, brothers. Check it out. See? You can just burn it up, man, and you can get artistic with it. Look, layer. I can choose the top layer. I can burn this. Look. Look at this. Look at this. I'm making it a freaking painting now. I'm making it my own. I can darken this in, man. It's mine. This is my painting. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing, guys. I'm darkening this up, right? Kind of making this dark, man, because it's dark out, you know, and it's like, ah, look at this. Look what I'm doing, guys. See this? See this? Do you understand what's going on here, guys? It's called creativity, and you can kind of mess with it, man. You can mess with, look at this. Look at this. I'm highlighting the bottom here, man. I'm just going crazy. I know. You get the picture, guys. I'm just using the burn tool, man. It's this little hand over here. But anyway, I kind of overdid this one. You guys get the point on how to make thumbnails. It's really simple. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope you guys make some pretty killer thumbnails out there. I really hope you do that. And please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to leave a comment down below, or just go ahead and send me a private message. I'll be happy to help you guys out. If you're having difficulties with Photoshop CS2, or you don't want to download this and you're using something else, just ask away. I'll give you guys a hand. I'm Dave Baggs. You guys have a good day, and yeah, stop by for my next video. Have a good one, guys.